We're back with an I-Team investigation. Imagine filling up your car with gas only to end up paying thousands of dollars in car repairs. We've seen it happen to drivers right here in the Miami Valley. The I-Team's John Bedell discovered, unlike other states, Ohio does not have a fuel inspection law, and he dug into the renewed push to protect your car.
When you get gas in the Miami Valley, you expect to fill up your tank and move on. Not for your car to stop working.
It was definitely, you could tell that it was like misfiring.
And having to siphon money from your bank account.
What was the initial estimate you guys got for having to repair all that?
$4,000 or $5,000, I think.
It happened to Sean Damaris once. Speedway said at the time a delivery mix-up meant gasoline shipments to 4 stations were contaminated with diesel. They reimbursed Sean after the mix-up.
I mean, anything that touched fuel needed either cleaned or replaced.
In April, we talked to several drivers when their cars broke down after filling up at one of 2 Sunoco stations in southern Montgomery County. Water got into the fuel tanks at both stations and contaminated the gas. Ohio is one of 3 states that does not have statewide fuel quality testing.
Here in Ohio, inspectors in all but 1 county are only allowed to check the quantity of gas. In other words, do you get a gallon when the pump says you pumped a gallon? But most of those same inspectors cannot test for the quality of gas going into your tank.
Only Summit County tests fuel quality in Ohio. A unique local government structure there gives county inspectors that authority. They don't need a state law allowing it. Ohio lawmakers have tried to pass statewide fuel testing legislation for years, but those efforts at the State House have stalled.
Ohio is definitely late to the party.
Miami Valley State Senator Willis Blackshear Jr. has restarted that effort. He's introduced a bill that would allow every county the option to create a program for testing fuel quality.
What's going to make this time any different?
Well, I think just continue to have advocacy. I hate to say it, but when you continue to hear cases of people getting bad gas, you know, that obviously elevates the story a little bit more, puts more eyes on legislation like this.
The association that represents gas stations and wholesale fuel providers in Ohio told the I-Team it respects the intent behind the bill, but said in a statement in part it feels it addresses an exceedingly rare problem, adding, in those infrequent cases where issues do arise, they're typically not related to the quality of the fuel itself, but due to things like water in underground storage tanks or maintenance issues with those containers. Summit County's fiscal office told the I-Team over the last 4.5 years, they've gotten 3 complaints from drivers about bad gas. And over that same time frame, 0 stations failed its inspections.
It doesn't happen frequently, but whenever something like this does happen, it can cause some major damage to someone's car.
Montgomery County Auditor Carl Keith has been a longtime supporter of allowing statewide fuel quality testing. Keith says his inspectors already know how to do it, they just aren't allowed to.
We can go ahead and do those types of things while we're doing the normal inspection.
But until the law changes, Damaris and other drivers will have to keep wondering how much bad gas could cost them.
$50 tank of gas turns into $1,500 out of your pocket, and then, you know, possibly $5,000.
For the I-Team, I'm John Bedell, News Center 7.
So here's how you can protect your car and your money. The Montgomery County Auditor's Office says keep a receipt of your most recent fill up. And if you think your car has been damaged by bad gasoline, talk to the gas station. Call the auditor in the county where the station's located and save receipts from any quotes or repairs so you can show them to the gas station.